Tristan, and this is day number 5 of my 10 by 30 writing music challenge. I've challenged myself to spend at least 10 minutes a day writing music for at least 30 days to see how small effort adds up over time. Today we're working again on this piece of music that I'm calling Seedling, just throwing stuff out there on some music paper to see what happens. We've built a little bit of a woodwind feature, a brass feature, and now we're moving on to the next section. So I was thinking that I would add a tempo change here. I would feature the flutes, and come up with a style change. And I think I've got something in my head that I want to start with, a little bit in the direction of a march, which I don't know if that's where it'll end up. But we'll see. So I want to add a double bar line in here, and that's something that and it's right there. Boom. And then we're gonna add a tempo change, remembering where all the things are. It's right here, right on my face. We'll throw that in there. That will speed the music up for us when we get there. Oh, that's in the way. Move that. Great. So I was going to diminish this rhythm a little bit. Yeah. This is where it'll have to probably change a little bit. What do we got? I gotta listen to this a little bit. I'm really struggling to hear with where I want this to go. think that's what I want. Because then I can bring this, then I'm back up here. There we go. Okay. We're back on track, I think. And let's add something in the bass. For now, and I'm thinking like pizzicato string type. That kind of a thing, just a pizzicato stringy type thing. I'm just trying to decide whether I wanted it in the brass or the woodwinds. I think I'm hearing it in the brass. I don't know why that trombone sounds so nasty. It's got such a crazy sound. Yeah. I'll just outline these chords with some, these pizzicato or these staccato notes. I know we just got one measure. Who's not staccato in there? Get your staccato on. Somebody in here also isn't. I think I use the same chord. You know, I'm realizing I have to do a dreaded assignment of... Oh, that's not what I want. Writing percussion parts. Not that it's dreaded, it's just that that doesn't necessarily come naturally to me. So that's something that I know I need to work on. Why has this added an extra 16th note in my measure? What? Well, how has this happened? Ma'am. Okay. Come on, you know I wanted it on this note. Let's go. Hang on. I also got to practice writing with all these ledger lines. But I don't have to write horn parts very often because I don't have any students that play horn right now. Okay. And now we add a G minor to the E flat major. Let me just make sure that this measure's right. There we are. Stay there. Alright, what do we have? Somebody doesn't have their staccato on. Gotta get your staccato on. I was fine with that. I don't know if I like this first chord, but I don't know what I would change it to right now. Yeah, I think that's fine for now. We're going to put it all together, and then I want to end today actually with some reflection on the process that I've gone through now, because now we're on day 5. And so let's listen, and then we'll talk about that. All right, that's what we have so far. I'm not sure if I'm totally feeling this right here. I may have to extract this thing and do it somewhere else. On a listen to my main melodies over here, I'm really happy with the chord structure that I have. The melody. It has this folk. Um, Americana kind of folk, maybe not necessarily Americana entirely, because really what comes to mind, actually, I hear, um, is a little bit of Old Lang Syne. If we go back, especially like in the second part of the theme, starting right about here. Yeah, I'm just really happy with that little section right there. I like the structure that I chose to go with, and in general, like it leans into stuff that's just kind of how I hear things, and I just don't think that it's necessarily widely as popular, and so I feel like I don't have permission to write those things, even though that's what comes out of me, and maybe I just need to run with it. Um, so we'll see and continue seeing where things go. But I want to take some time to talk about some of the things that I've kind of been noticing over this process. All right, so I wanted to take some time to reflect on the process just 5 days in, keeping track of how things going. I started this 10 by 30 challenge to sustain, at least 10 minutes of work on a project for a period of time. It's something that I've struggled with for a really long time. And one of those things is, yeah, I've really always had a dream to write music, compose music, for a variety of different reasons, and I just have the imposter syndrome of like I can't do it, or I don't deserve to do it, or other people have better ideas than me, or just those are a variety of thoughts that I've got. It sounds like I may have a cat joining me, so if you hear the clink clinks, Tango has joined me, and now Saka may be joining me as well. Um, welcome Tango to the show. Um, so by doing a little bit each day, and making this recording and putting it out there and just doing it and not worrying too much about it currently, learning from it. Yes, do you have input? Um, is just part of, I just want to see what happens. And so here's what I think about today. I look forward to my sessions, even though I've had a busy weekend. I was able to make time to record, edit, and post, and meet my challenge. I started the performance weekend really of a musical that I was helping direct, and so I was very very busy, but I was able to make time. I'm trying to contain this to about an hour of work a day, especially because I'm taking 30 days to do it. I don't want to get things to be super overwhelming at this moment. But the fact that I was able to, make the time, whether it was, what was it, day 3, where I was recording at the, beginning of the musical, just trying to get it in there before things got going too much. Um, or like today, I woke up and I decided I wanted to do it like within about the first hour that I was awake. Or at least it's one of the first things that I've done today, just to see how that would change things. And so I think that having those added, little things that I've been doing, brings a level of interest to this project that I've created for myself. Um, all right, my next point. Although I lack confidence in my current product, I'm trusting my process in its stage right now. I'm a musician. I mean, I'm a music teacher. Uh, I doubt my abilities probably more than I should, and I'm trying to learn to trust what I'm capable of. I may be a little bit rusty on, maybe some of the music theory things, or best practices, or the ranges of certain things. And I'm thinking a little bit today, or the other day I was thinking a little bit about, like, while I'm writing this piece of music, like, if I put this in front of an ensemble, what grade would it be in the band world? Is it a grade 1 type of piece of music, or a grade 2? uh, and that's somewhat subjective, though there's some guidelines of, different types of rhythmic patterns and, ranges for instruments that it would want to fall under. And, am I writing something that makes sense for, a category? And while have been thinking about that a little bit in the back of my head as I write some stuff, I'm again just really just trying to put something on paper right now. And it's less about this current product and more about just the process of it, just sitting down and doing it, and not letting those thoughts of, is it good enough? Is this the right thing to do? Um, overpower my ability to actually write something, but to just, do something, make something, and then, come back and edit it, change things, have a different perspective on things tomorrow, and things like that. I'm letting music flow freely whether I like it or not. It's okay to not like part of the process, but understanding why is important. The melody that I wrote today, after I listened to it a couple times, I don't think that's gonna stick. I don't think I just, and that's fine. It's okay. We'll look at it tomorrow, and we'll see if, what comes differently. I'll think about it. I'll reflect. I'll take a walk later today, and it'll come to my mind, and something, a tune may come to me that I want to explore a little bit more. Sometimes something that seems insignificant one day might feel more powerful on a different day. Yeah, just like I talked about the harmonic structure at one point, a little earlier in the video, that I really liked. I liked it a little bit more today, and maybe, next week I like it less. Um, we'll I'm not trying to put that kind of value on it. Again, I'm just trying to do the thing. I do care about the overall quality of my music and my videos that I'm creating, but at this stage, I'm working to just make it a habit and make it enjoyable and learn from it and improve my music writing and my editing skills along the way. I have feared for too long that I have to turn in a completed piece of work 100% of the time, but that's not true. Yeah, I just feel like if I don't have a 100% polished piece of, work, whatever it is, that it's just not worth my time. And I think I mentioned this in a different video at one point of like, sometimes I feel like I have to sit down and do a project from beginning to end, or it will be unfinished and I won't come back to it. And I think that doing this 10 by 30 challenge is helping me with that, and allowing me to step back from things and revisit things on different days with different perspectives of things, of what I've written. And then the same with the videos. They're pretty rough right now. I understand that. And that is where, like, I'm okay with it. Like, they're going to get better. I'm going to keep my real basic format for now. And as I get more used to the basic flow of things, um, I'll add more to it. This is maybe one, hopefully, of many series that I do. I've got a list of several things that I think would be fun. Doing a 10 by 30 with like baking, or with stretching, or with um, uh, there's lots of things. So I have a whole list, and maybe we talk about those in the future. But like, to keep doing that, and like, then over time I can kind of see the things that I've committed uh, 10 minutes a day for 30 days to, or that may switch a little bit. 30 days is a long time, and to keep up with something for a long time it could be rough. And I'm going to run into something at some point that it just doesn't fit with who I am, and I'm not going to finish that. And that'll be okay, because if every 30 days I'm kind of picking up a new hobby a little bit, um, I mean, that's going to be impossible to sustain. Some things are going to stick and some things are not, and that is fine. Um, but I guess it's, for me, one, I like to learn. Uh, I like, two, I like to help people, and maybe something that I do along the way in one of my videos, I learned something that somebody else didn't know, and it helps them realize something or learn something. And I think that would be super important to me in time as well, of just taking the chance at learning something new, picking up a different skill, and things like that. And so I just think that that's the kind of things that I'm excited for with this challenge, of uh, exploring my learning process a little bit more, finding new things that I might be interested in, learning to accept when there are things that I think are cool for people to do, but it's just not my thing. Um, I'm just interested to see, how that changes, what I choose to do, and the things that are important to me, and the things that I choose to work on. Um, I'm thinking about, what do I choose to spend my time doing during the day? How am I filling my time during the day? And whether or not those things, what is the value of them? What are the things that I am pulled towards doing? And this is one of those right now. Like I said, I'm thinking about it often. I think about what I want to do. I get excited for it, and like, I have lots of ideas, and I want to be able to finally do something and put something out there. Whether or not other people enjoy it, that's up to them. But that's what I'm thinking, and my computer's telling me that it's about time to wrap it up, probably. So thank you for listening to me ramble on today and share my thoughts. I think that the process itself will be interesting to continue. Um, your support means a ton to me. Like this video, subscribe. I would appreciate if you would do that. If you can share this with somebody, that would be great. However, whether it's interesting right now or not, I don't know. But this is this is me trying something new, and trying to not worry about whether or not it succeeds or fails, or what becomes of it. So, again, thank you for your support. I'm excited to see what happens, and I will see you tomorrow for day 6.